I'd like to get through the remaining of,
I'll put it away.
okay. I'd like to get through the remaining role plays, and then you guys are going to read an article where I want you to make notes and then collaborate as a group. And that's what these are for, because you guys are going to actually present to the class. And if we have enough time, we're going to do a reflection discussion post. If we run out of time for the reflection discussion post, then you'll just start the class with doing that discussion post when you come in the door. Now, depending on how things go with the computers and the laptops, because we know that the laptops have always been problematic, I may let you use your cell phones, but please know that once you're done and you don't put that cell phone up, that point is going to go against you, okay? And then we're going to talk about those consequences for having the cell phones out. All right? I just want you to do the discussion post and then we move on. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Wake up, you guys. It's fourth period now. Like, y'all should be awake by now. I know you had a relaxing holiday weekend, but let's jump back into it. Now, I think I have Carter's group next, and then Terrell, your group, right? You, Mario, and I need everyone facing forward. There should be no one using a computer. Remember, what is my pet peeve when it comes to presenting in front of each other? Talking and, right, not paying attention. Okay, so Carter's group, if you guys could please come up. Mr. Buckner?
What's up?
Please, would you have a seat? If I could please have everyone quiet and respectful of your classmates.
So, ethics are the moral principles that control a person's behavior. People who work in sales go off the first impression people receive of the business. This is important because it affects the profitability. Business ethics of a salesperson influences the decision made by the customer whether or not they want to buy from that company. For example, if a customer thinks they're dealing with people who are dishonest or suspicious, they probably won't be customers for very long. And if they think that the people they're working with are good and trustworthy, they will probably stay. And that's why it's important to have good business ethics when selling to someone.
Part of the importance of business ethics too relies a lot on pricing. For instance, other competitors in our area have had unfair pricing, which leads to a lack of trust that customers have in the company. So if you can price things fairly and make sure that the employee knows that it's the customer knows it's fair, then the customers will trust your company a lot more as opposed to other companies which have the unfair pricing. And so part of to help that is you have to instill like a solid belief in business ethic in your employees, and a lot of that comes from a quality manager, because if an employee can respect the manager, then they're better able to follow through tasks and programs that the manager can give them, and so that leads to the employee's role in meeting these kinds of organizational goals, because the employees are the people who actually have to carry out what the manager tells them to do. So a quality employee with good business ethics will be able to carry out what the manager tells them.
So what we'll do to do this is implement a feedback system, which will provide customers to give feedback about what their employees, how their service was, how good they did, if the price was overpriced or not. And an example of this could be like a survey, basically. So a survey will be given to the customer, and they will fill it out. They will give it to the owner, and the owner will look over it and make sure it's legit, make sure it's not like a fake review. And also, there will also be an ethics program, so if they get a bad review and it's verified that it was legit, then the ethics program, what they'll do in there is have a class which will help them teach business ethics and also teach just the quality of business ethics. And yeah.
Okay. So, with your program that you are trying to start within the company, how do you recommend that we inform our customers about the dedication to good business ethics or ethical practices within our company?
Social media. Yeah, because a lot of people go on social media, so we think that social media would be a good place to go.
And every time a customer comes in, we can inform them of the survey policy so that they can know if they did have a bad experience or if they had a really good experience and they wanted to comment on it, then they would know to go home and do it if they don't.
Okay. Now, what do we need to do as a company to ensure that this project will stay around for the long haul?
I believe keeping the program just in place and not like making sure it's backed up and updated so that customers can use it effectively. We'll be able to keep it around for the long haul, especially if it's a lot of use from customers.
Okay. All right. Good job, guys. Okay.
Let's see my phone.
I have to say, if I can have it quiet, I do want to say that you guys have really impressed me. Wait, let me finish my thought before I get your question. You guys have really impressed me with how you guys have approached this, role play. And I really want to talk to some of you about considering becoming actual competitors, because the level of problem solving and critical thinking skills that I'm seeing in your approach really has resonated with me as far as you thinking outside of the box, you really thinking about what you can do as far as offer up any new suggestions. And I really hope that this has given you a little bit of insight and enthusiasm towards actually becoming a DECA competitor. And some of you, a number of you, have actually given me membership forms and have already signed up. So I thank you for that. So I just need y'all to know that I see true competitors in you guys, and I want you guys to know that I'm watching, I'm looking, and we will be having a conversation with a number of you, because it's a lot of you that I really think would go far. Okay, so we're going to have our last group, and then we're going to get to the article.
Has been going strong for 50 solid years, and we've seen other competitors do a bunch of things that might one up us, and we think that
I'm sorry.
we think that we need to be a unique company because we have 30 locations in 4 states. And we want more people to go around saying, I want to Bubba's, and their service we're going to go here.
And with other companies being exposed for not fair prices and stuff, we think that we should higher our pay for our employees and stuff. And like, I'm sorry. So we have to raise the pay for our employees so they won't want to give unfair charges to other customers, and have a rating system so they'll do the best customer support that they'll have. And if they don't, if they overcharge people and they don't do good, there'll be like consequences, like pay will be decreased.
And in order to keep that in check, like keep our customers in check and our workers, we would have like cameras and stuff. Like we would have an app that like let the customer basically, rate them, kind of like Uber, and we just keep that in mind.
And to show like our customers all the changes we're making, we were gonna go on social media and post there and have pamphlets in the store and just show them like what we're doing to improve our customer service and give them the best support that they can get.
And to see what other competitors do that Bubba's Auto Shop does not do. We send a secret shopper over to the multiple auto repair shops, and we see what they do that we don't do, so we give them a
Okay, so how would you recommend we inform our customers about the ethical practices that we're putting in place?
Advertisements on social media sites.
Okay.
Commercials and like ads and stuff.
And at the end of every like inspection or repair, we give out a survey to see like 1 out of 10 how good they did and what we should do to improve next year.
What do we need to do as a company to ensure that the project stays around for the long haul?
We'll annually update everybody in the company on like what should be going on and how things should be running in each shop.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. So if I can have, I'm gonna have Tremaine walk around and pass out an article. And I want you guys to take out highlighters, and I prefer if you use 2 different color highlighters, or if you have pens, get 2 different color pens, or use a pen and a pencil, but I want something you can use to contrast. When you're doing your annotation, I want you to do the following. Use 2 different colors to highlight, or 2 different pens, or a pen or a pencil to, wait, hear me out before you guys start talking while you guys are moving. You're gonna read the article to check for do's and don'ts when it comes to competing. Now, this article that you have is an interview of a 3-time champion in the apparel and I can't even say it. The apparel and accessories event. It's actually an individual series event. And she is speaking from a level of expertise, because if she was a champion 3 times, we can safely say that she knows what she's doing and she knows what she's talking about. So I'm going to give you about 8 minutes to read and to highlight do's and don'ts of competing and how to approach a competition. And I'm going to walk around to make sure that you're getting it. I offered him up the only highlighter I have. But feel free to come and get a pencil and a pen. I have pencils and pens if you want to use that instead. But make sure that you're able to tell the difference between what you are highlighting as do's and what you are highlighting as don'ts when it comes to competing. And then I'll give you the next steps when your 8 minutes are up. Your 8 minutes have already started. So now you've got 7 minutes left. And there shouldn't be any talking. You should be quietly reading and making sure that you have enough do's and don'ts to contribute to a group conversation. If you want to read it together, but I have another assignment that's supposed to do that. You did last week. I'm gonna print that out. So And please be mindful that you still have the rest of the article on the back of that page. It's not just the front. As you guys are wrapping up, I'm giving you large sheets of paper, and I'm going to give you your instructions in just a second. you guys are going to get together as a group, and remember when you guys did your communication do's and don'ts, and you did your tutorial and your job interview, now it's gonna be your do's and don'ts for competing. You're gonna come together as a group, and you're gonna give me 5 do's and 5 don'ts as a group. You're gonna write them on your big pieces of paper and present and share with the class. So go ahead and get started. I should hear conversations going. If you have your sheet of paper, please don't hesitate to start writing the ideas down, because I'm only giving you guys 7 minutes to do so before I start calling. No, just use either the floor or the table. Catherine. Can you join this group?
Is this recording?
Frank, can you join either Jermaine, Mario, and Will, or Carter and Bailey? And then I'm giving you guys.
Hey, why you tell me that?
No, it's not gonna count you.
Get on this phone. This is all
Five each, 5 do's and 5 don'ts that you found from the article. Don't spend too much time on this pen and paper, Matthew, start writing.
I'm gonna do don'ts. Yeah.
Did I not give you one? I thought I called. We did. It's not, okay. All right. You guys, watch your time. You don't have that much time to be descriptive. Pull directly from what you already have notated in your article. I'm just looking for bullet points. We've got about 5 minutes left. Are you guys watching your time back here? And why are you way down here in the writing is happening? Come around. Do something positive. Come on. Try a little harder and pull up the pants a little higher. How about that? Let's start.
It's just a short.
If you bring your pants up, your attitude.
I promise you, it's up. It's right here. This is the waist. It's just the shorts. Where's that at? I didn't highlight in different colors. Because of deal. I only highlighted one. Because deal didn't give me that.
Well, just try to make sure that whatever you're offering applies. Or maybe you just pick from.
I got it.
Just offer it.
I see you. I can see you too.
I know you can
It's
see
a
me.
very wide lens.
I know it's just like,
So you gotta stop looking in the camera.
I can't be on camera, that's all I'm trying to say.
It's not over. I go turn blue. You don't really get highlighted.
Or by using.
Yeah, okay. We got
What's the third one?
What? It said, yeah, make sure you're wait. Show me. Show me. You have to show me.
Nah, I ain't going for it. Not even gonna be here.
I hear you.
You'll be at home while you run the germ banks on your face.
That shit gonna start breaking out.
I know, I'm gonna say, isn't it right here? No, because it's dope background. Yeah, dark is already a word. It goes to the function. That's what I'm here for. See me at home? Is that even?
Like they're all shaking. Okay.
Okay. What details?
Wait, you needing that?
Let's go right now. Okay, ready?
Unless you wanna like sign yourself.
Don't be scared of this competition.
I was gonna say, do not like wait Yeah.
You can either have the dress, like a dress shirt.
Yeah, don't be afraid to use sophisticated meetings otherwise.
When we have to go out, that's just competition. In your business casual competitions, you have to be in. But I want you guys to wear a blue lens.
Do not wait to
But I want you guys to have that.
Do not wait for the judges.
That's another one.
No, it's really based This is actually helping me decide who I want to promote, and then you guys decide which events. All right, we're actually, I'm gonna give you one more minute because we actually ran out of time, but I know that some people are working, so one more minute to wrap it up. If you don't, wait, time out, hear me out. If you don't have all 5 for each, that's okay. Share what you have, because I'm pretty sure some of these are gonna repeat, okay? And I'm gonna have you choose at least, time out. I'm gonna have you choose at least 1 to 2 to share with your class, to see if we're all on the same page, okay? And for those who are interested in competing, keep these articles.
The topic at hand. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's go do it.
Then be competitive. We gotta write our names.
Okay, that's time. So put the pens or put the markers down. I'm gonna start collecting them. And then I want you guys to present. Matter of fact, since I'm on this side, I'm gonna have this group, Nabil's group is gonna stand up and present their 2 do's and 2 don'ts. If I can have everyone stop what you're doing, turn around, or look forward. Justin, Dale, Noah.
Wait, we got like 2 more. 2 more.
No. Time out. Your time is up. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna start looking at what we have and seeing if maybe we're all on the same page where we saw the most important things that stood out, okay? All right, if I can have everyone quiet. Yes.
Okay, then that's why I said everybody say 2 each.
Okay, I need it quiet. They're ready to present. Just give me 2 do's and 2 don'ts.
Okay, so for 2 of our dues, we put having a professional demeanor, because that really falls under like presenting yourself and selling yourself, because if you don't have professional demeanor, you act like, if you act very unprofessional, then they won't take you seriously. And also we put take initiative, so if you like show that you're behind everything you're doing and show confidence in what you're doing, then they'll also take your presentation more seriously. And then for don'ts, we put don't be cookie cutter, so don't be the same as all other competition, have something that makes you stand out. And we also put don't be scared of your competition, that also like don't overthink, don't be nervous, because if you're nervous, then you won't be, they'll see that. You can see how nervous you are, so.
Right. And Tremaine, to go to your question, that's exactly the don't be a cookie cutter competitor, that's exactly what you were asking about. And you don't have to be the same, you don't have to act the same. Everybody has their own approach, okay? Let's see, let's hear from Noah's group.
Why you do that? Why you do that? They come right I thought we were going to order. We went in order. Why are you doing this like that? You went from there to it doesn't matter.
I can do that, it's okay.
Oh, because
I'm pretty sure you guys have good stuff to offer up, but I see a long list, so I don't know why you guys are afraid to share. Okay, let's hear Sebastian, Noah, and Dale and Justin. 2 do's, 2 don'ts.
Quickly skim over the topic or the role play.
Be calm and professional. Don't be scared of your competition. And don't be afraid to use rich vocabulary.
Right. Don't be afraid to use that vocabulary that you're learning, even though you might seem, or it might seem that it sounds ridiculous to you. Sometimes that gives the judge the, it gives them a little insight to the fact that you are trying, that you're learning vocabulary, and that you're applying it, okay? That's the same way I judged you on your presentations. It's the same way and the same thing that the judge is going to do. So good job.
Great job.
Let's see. Let me hear from Bailey, Frank, and Anna and Carter. All right, you guys ready? All right.
For dues, brainstorming ideas would be a good idea to do, because if you just go on and just do it, you're not going to be ready and you're not going to be prepared to go to that judge and just not have as many ideas as you would for brainstorming. Also, being professional, so like wearing professional clothes, just acting professional, depending on what situation you're in. Like, it depends on what you're getting interviewed about. And don't be scared of your competition, because if you are, it's not gonna really help you. And also,
Give me one we haven't heard yet.
okay,
What's that last one?
don't wear like outrageous things, like outrageous clothes, like just bright colors and like just,
They said they want you, like, you should wear something unique, so
Unique,
you
yeah.
like, stick out a bit, but like, you should not go overboard at all, because they won't take you very seriously.
Exactly.
And then,
So you can show your personality.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to you gotta tone it down. I know some people like, I've had some interesting looking outfits, and I've seen some really interesting looking outfits, and you don't know how that judge is gonna perceive that. Okay, did you wanna add something else?
Oh, no.
well, I could add one thing. Don't overthink these situations. So,
Right.
Yeah, just because that's just bad. Like, if you overthink, it's gonna get you really stressed out, and you won't be prepared when you go to the judge.
Right. This is the whole reason why we do this in class too, and when you are coming to DECA meetings and we start the competition practices, it's designed to help you guys kind of loosen up and get used to the idea of, and I'm hoping that I can bring in more business professionals this year to help you guys train the ones who are gonna compete, to get you used to talking to adults and offering up your ideas without feeling self-conscious about it, okay? Terrell, Mario, and Tremaine, your group.
Two don'ts.
Give me 2 from your list, because we're actually getting short on time anyway, so it's okay.
Our don'ts.
Okay, hey, time out, Tremaine.
That no one else said was, don't wait for the judges to introduce you, introduce yourself. And for dues, we didn't really get to that, but just be confident.
Right.
Another don't is be afraid to use sophisticated vocabulary.
Right. Now, I like number 3, don't wait for the judges to introduce themselves. If you come in and you're just standing there and you're not saying anything, because what happens is you have, and this is how it goes, you walk into the room and you can't say a word until the timer tells you to. So there is that awkward space of just standing there and staring at me like, okay. And as soon as you hear time, introduce yourself. Don't just stand there and just kind of wait for the judge to say something, okay? Because the judge takes that as you're not prepared or you're not confident. So that could be perceived the wrong way too. Good job. Let me hear from Luis, Jermaine, Nabil, Jay, and Grant's group.
Do balance confidence with professionalism.
Don't be scared of your competitors.
Oh, and
Give me something we haven't heard.
don't try too hard to impress.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning like some people will be overconfident and like be almost like perceived as cocky or something.
Right. And it's good to be confident, but not to the point where it could be perceived, the wrong way, okay? You should always be humble in how you approach, because you don't know, what their experience is when it comes to what they've experienced in the real world. You might be reminding them of an annoying coworker or boss. You really want to be humble in your approach, but you want to be confident. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, last group. Favor, Cheyenne, Dia. Tell me your name again. Give me one more week. Denise. I got it. Okay. I'll get it. And Catherine. All right, this is our last group. Please give them your respect. The bell hasn't rung yet. Okay, Jermaine. Okay.
So you said put a creative twist on your tabs and always brainstorm or cut ideas and don't be scared of the competition.
All right, give me something we haven't heard. You said everything? Okay, so it's been consistent that we are seeing the same do's and don'ts. Let's see. Oh, no, I didn't hear number 4. Did we share that yet?
Be friendly, make eye contact, and give a firm handshake. You want a good introduction. You don't want you want to show them that you're confident and you got this. Not that I'm scared and this is the worst day of your life or something.
Right. What did I say about handshakes?
Firm.
Firm. What did I say about eye contact?
Eye contact.
Right. Now, if you're not giving them any eye contact when you're in your introduction, how is it going to look when you're presenting?
Look bad.
You're gonna look bored.
You're going to look bored. You're going to look maybe
Nervous?
nervous. What was that? Like you don't care. That's a good one. Right.
We should add posture on that too.
And posture. Speak to that. What were you saying? Was that about eye contact?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
It was about eye contact.
But what were you sharing? I'm sorry, I wanted to hear what Dio was saying, but what you said actually kind of stood out.
Oh no, I was talking about it would be awkward if you look at the person in the eye too hard.
No, it's not. Well, don't stare at them without blinking. That's different. All right, so when you come in tomorrow, you guys are going to start with that Information post, okay? So be ready. It's gonna be a recap of everything that we've been talking about. And remember, you guys have your quiz on Thursday.
It's for,
That's right.
yeah.
So,
That's